Swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you came in.
Hi, I'm Jack. Welcome back to my channel. We're talking about, I've just purchased a GoPro, the new GoPro Session. So this is what's come through, and I've obviously brought an SD card to go with the GoPro. When you buy the SD card, always check on the side of the box or online when it'll tell you the spec of the card. Requires a micro SD card up to 64 gig. I've purchased a 32 gig. I bought a couple of 30 gigs, so I want to test them out because sometimes the GoPro can be a bit funny with certain SD cards. Make sure it's a class 10 SD card or UHSI, which is what this one is. So let's have a look inside, see what we've got inside of the GoPro Session itself. So it's nice. It's very close to the normal GoPro, GoPro HERO4. That records at 4K. This will record at 2.7K. Doesn't support the 4K resolution. The other differences on the Session against the GoPro 4 is this takes photographs at 8 megapixels, where the GoPro 4 takes it a bit higher, roughly I think it's about 12 megapixels. So that's the other differences. Supports different speeds, so you've got 1440, which is free, 2.7K, 30 frames, 25 frames, ultra wide, 1080p, 60 frames, 50 frames, 30 frames and 25 frames at ultra wide medium. Then you've got 1080p super view, 48 frames, 30 frames, 25 frames ultra wide. Then also got low resolutions as well. I don't know why anybody want to record at WVGA, so low res anyway. I tend to record at 4K and sometimes I do it 2.7. When you upload 2.7K to YouTube, it always shows it as a 4K video anyway. So that's the Session. It's very, very small, and if you compare it with the GoPro 4 I have here, you can see the size differences. We'll get a closer look up on the bench exactly what's inside the box. So let's take a look at that. So there we have it, the GoPro Hero. Just a quick tip: if you've got a Hero 4 and you've left it in the garage overnight and it's been cold the last couple of nights, you'll find that the LiPo battery wears out down completely. It ends up being flat like this one. This one left out all night, so I've got a battery pack on the back of it as well as an internal battery. Both batteries are flat, been in the garage last 2 nights, and I think the temperature's been about 7 Celsius, so it hasn't been mega cold, but it just shows you LiPo batteries don't like the cold. You end up losing charge. So quick tip on that one. So what do we get in the box here? Slide the box off here. Nice GoPro Session 4. Again, I've got 2 of these GoPro 4s. I thought it's about time I actually invest in a Session. And because I do a lot of video photography and stuff like that, and I'm always recording on the GoPros. I do some fantastic time lapses with the GoPro 4 here as well. So it'd be quite nice to compare the Session against the GoPro 4. The Sessions used to be around about £200 to buy because of the problems that GoPro's been having with shareholders. They lost a lot. They lost about 50 million. I think it's about 50 million in revenue last year. They now need to get rid of like a product line, so they got rid of the cheaper versions, which was the £99 ones now. So they only sell the Sessions and the 4 Heroes now. So they decided to bring the Session down to about 140. I think it's about 149 quid now. So much more cheaper to buy. So this is a good time to buy Sessions. And Sessions are great, especially you've got a motorbike. You want to sort of like take shots with you on the motorbike. It's worth buying a few of the Sessions. And have them mounted all over. They fit really nicely, and as you can see, they are quite small compared to the actual GoPro Hero 4 itself. And they're black as well, so they hide quite nicely, especially if you've got a black bike or black crash helmet. It can be easily hidden away. So let's remove the top one off. Take the Session off. We can see what accessories we get as well. I've held back buying this because I'm quite sure. I thought I'd stick to the 4s, and I thought, saying, well, I'll start shooting on the little ones. These are quite easy to carry around, especially if you're doing if you run your own vlog as well. They're quite nicely to fit in your hand, nice and sneakily like that, and you can actually video yourself without being too, sort of showing people that you are talking to yourself and stuff. It's nice and easy. Hold it in your hand like that. You can actually do like a selfie type shot and do a vlog. It comes with a microphone in the front. There's also a microphone at the back, which is meant to improve sound, especially on a windier day. Comes with its own nice snap type shell case here, which can easily sort of pull off, and then the thing pops out. There you go, pull it out, the thing pops out, and this is mountable on all the GoPro accessories as well, which is really nice. So there's the GoPro Session, very tiny. So out of its case, it's waterproof as standard, so you can actually go swimming with this, or if you're doing sports, it's all in there. These don't come with SD cards. There's a little, if I can pull that down, as it comes forward. Yeah, click it up, and underneath there you've got the SD card, and it also tells you, yeah, so the SD card slots in the top there, and also you got your like USB connection there for charging it with, and this thing here is the rubber seal, so it seals it off, making it nice watertight as well, which is really nice. And then you've got buttons on the back to turn the Wi-Fi on, turn the unit on as well. And you've got a button on top which then starts recording, and you've got a little screen here that can change the settings. I always like to change the settings on this through the app, much more easier than trying to get through a little screen like this with the menus, but it's possible. So you're out and about and you're not got attached to your... the other thing is, when you've got Wi-Fi off on this, it's probably lasts a lot longer with no Wi-Fi on. So if you can learn how to navigate around the LED screen itself, then fantastic. So that's the Session, so that goes back in here. Just a nice little case, and it clips in nicely. I think you have to sort of get it in right in the grooves. It connects down. Is that in place? Looks like it's in place. There you go. Nice little housing for it. So again, it fits in all the most of the fits. Well, it says on the box it's compatible with up to 25 plus mounts now. But it's a standard GoPro mount on there. It should fit all your accessories of GoPro 4, which it will do. It does mine. So that's the Session. So let's have a look what we get in the box. So get out of the way. So you've got your instruction booklet. You've got some stickers as normal. They always give stickers. There's more stickers in the box that came through the post as well, the bigger ones. You've got a quick start guide here, which you can navigate around quite quickly. It tells you a bit more about it. And you've got a user manual. That's quite nice actually, carrying with you. It's great to carry it with you. So if you are doing stuff out and about on the go, you've got a manual, and it's pocket size too, which is great. Got everything in there, how to turn it on, switch on, and so forth. So nice and easy that one is. And then you've got safety information one, which nobody really reads. So yeah, so we've been that. Anyway, so underneath that, inside we got some sticky mounts like you normally get with GoPros. So you've got two adhesive pads on the back for two different surfaces. One sort of slightly bowed, so for like helmets and stuff, and the one's more for flat surfaces, something like this, or a wall or car door or something like that. Okay, so you got that with it, and then you've got you've got a spare housing. So there's another spare housing here. Obviously slightly different to, it's mounted differently. There you go. So you've got one's got mounted here, and the other one mounts from behind the Session itself. So if we have a quick nose, take that one off. So it's like two different profiles here. So slide them in, clip it back down. Yeah, it's like two different profiles. So instead of having the mount on the bottom, you've got actually on the back now, so you can have it more out front, or if you're doing, so a different just a different profile really. Where it connects with, that could be quite useful. It's really nice. So I'll take that one off a minute, because I prefer, if I can get it out, very tight fitting. It's super tight fitting. There you go. At least it's fits in nicely. Remember what's top and bottom. There you go. Top is always going to be one of the button, the on and off button at the top here. So I tend to use that quite a bit anyway. That sort of profile, quite nice. So you've got two different profiles there, and then the other side we've got charging cable. We've got another mount. This one's got the lockable bit, so you've got this like rubbery bit here that allows you to lock that in place. It won't slide out, even though they don't slide out, because these are really tough when they slid into its slots and connects in there as tight as anything, but that actually stops it from coming out. So if you are doing a lot of sports, a lot of jiggling around and things like that, then obviously these are quite useful to have. And the other mounting here we've got is the buckle one. This is really handy. So when you've got this into a position on a stand or something like that, connected up, you can actually you can swivel it around. So you can actually turn it around to whatever position you want, and that's really, really handy. I might invest in a few more of these for my GoPro 4s. The amount of times I've got it up, I tend to use sort of I haven't got it to hand here, but I tend to use a clip that connects onto this and goes up a bit, then has another screw on there that the GoPro goes on, so you can bend it around it a bit more. But it's nice to be able to do that with it. Most of them you can't unless you actually move the clamp itself around. So having this buckle on there, that'd be a fantastic idea. So I might buy a few of these buckles in, because they would be really useful on all my GoPros. So there you go, so that's what you get with that one. So I'll put these mounts onto there, that one onto there, that's it. So, and you've got another spare buckle on top of the box itself as well. There you go. Shame they don't actually mount this on here you can take off, because that would be another useful sort of flat surface one, but it's part of the box. Unless it comes off. It is part of the box. It's, yeah, it's all moulded into the box. It's a shame though. But yeah, I've got another spare one. I've got loads of these coming out my ears. And this is the 32 gig cards that I purchased, which was, I don't know, about 10, 15 quid. I don't know, it wasn't any more than that. But I've got another one is upstairs, which is 64 gig. So that's going to go into there. It's always good to have 64 gig and all the GoPros. But I also did this for my Osmo as well, because my Osmo tech is very specific. So for about £150, this is actually what you get in the box. So you got adhesive pads, the session itself with its own case. You've got another profile case, which obviously connects from the back, quite useful. Charging cable and buckle, and a few extra connections here for other bits and pieces, which is quite nice to have anyway. I have a whole box, bloody now, really a whole box of GoPro Session accessories and stuff. But yeah, so that's the GoPro Session in all. Fantastic. We're going to do some videos now. This week I'm going to be out doing some time lapses. So we're going to do some comparing time lapses with the GoPro 4. So we can see which ones, whether they're good as each other. Because I mean, this is at 12 megapixels, this is at 8 megapixels. So time lapsing, we can see what the quality difference is. We'll set the resolutions the same, because obviously this is 4K, so it can do it higher. But we'll set the resolutions to be identical to the ones of the session, so we can get a better comparing on quality of the video. So that'd be quite an interesting one to do. So what I'm going to do is, on the videos I do on the comparing, I will put a little small icon of the session or the GoPro 4 up in the top left hand corner of the screen, so you get an idea which one's shot belongs to the other. I will do a side-by-side one as well, but they're normally quite difficult to compare, because I don't think it's a true accurate compare anyway, but we'll do that anyway. We'll do a separate video for the time-lapse for this, separate one for the GoPro 4, then compare them both together on another video as well, side by side, so you can really see the true quality of both products. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. So just to let you know, this is not sponsored by GoPro. This is my own video, my own reviews of this. If I find this crap, I will tell you it's crap. If I find it's brilliant, I will tell you it's brilliant. So I will let you know my proper view on this. This is quite nicely done actually. It's really nicely built as well. It's got a nice screen on the front. You can take the screen off the front, because I've seen you can buy replacement screens, because the camera's hidden behind it. So this does get a bit scratched up. This is replaceable on the screen itself as well. So we'll look at getting some spare parts in. You never know. I've been quite lucky with these ones here that I've not scratched any of the lenses, because they're quite open as well. But no, we'll look at getting a few, because that looks like it's quite an easy way of scratching. Just drop it and hit the floor. It can be scratched or dent, but we'll have a look anyway. So maybe I'll buy a spare one in. We'll drop it a few times and see how robust this actually is. So there you go. GoPro Session 4. Right, that's my review of the GoPro Session. Get this going now. So if you like this video, remember hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so like us. And any questions you've got on the GoPro Session and you're not sure about buying, or whether you should buy it or not, or you've got any particular questions you want me to talk or try out and do, or particular video scenarios with the Session or the GoPro 4, please leave a comment below. So thanks for all the new subscribers, and cheers for watching, guys.